Guys, the crypto markets are insane. We saw a huge pump for Bitcoin on the news that a spot Bitcoin ETF from the SEC's official Twitter account, they said that the spot Bitcoin ETF has been approved. A few minutes later, Gary Gensler came out and said that their account was hacked and that this was not actually the case. Guys, this is crazy. This is crypto. Today, I am going to talk about what I see happening. Today is the big day. Are we going to see the spot Bitcoin ETF being approved or not? I will talk about what I think is going to happen. I will talk about what I think the price is going to do. I will talk about everything you need to know. If you are at all involved in the crypto space, guys, make sure to watch this from the beginning until the end. Welcome back, everybody. My name is Chris. I'm bringing you cryptocurrency videos every day, teaching you how to make money in this market. If you're new to the channel, then make sure to subscribe and activate the bell right now. So let's get straight into it, guys. So on the 4-hourly time frame, we can see this massive candle right here, which saw volatility towards the upside, and then you saw a big drop. This was a range of actually, in this small amount of time, the range was almost 7%. So that's quite volatile right here. And if you look at the lower time frames, so something like the 15 minutes, you can see we had a massive pump right here to $48,000 and then a huge dump. Why did we see this pump and then the dump? Well, just like I showed you yesterday, the SEC on Twitter came out and said, today the SEC grants approval for Bitcoin ETFs for listing on all registered national securities exchanges. The approval Bitcoin ETFs will be subject to ongoing surveillance and compliance measures to ensure continued investor protection. So people started to say that, yes, the approval is done. Now we're going to go up, and we started to go up, obviously. And then we saw the next tweet here from Gary Gensler. The SEC Twitter account was compromised and an unauthorized tweet was posted. The SEC has not approved the listing and trading of spot Bitcoin exchange traded products. So then obviously when this came out, you saw a massive drop for Bitcoin here as well. So what should we make of all of this, guys? Well, one thing is that a lot of the people that were leveraged here, a lot of the people that were going to sell the news, I think have now mostly already sold. Why do I think that? Well, if you look at the 4-hourly time frame and you go back, we first had this big flush liquidation event right here, right? So this is when the first report came out about all of the spot Bitcoin ETFs being rejected. So a lot of people started to then sell all of their Bitcoin. They got flushed out here, and we saw a massive drop. And then now with this one as well, when the SEC comes out and says that the ETF is approved, then the people that have been buying Bitcoin just for this moment, they started to obviously sell as well. So now we have had basically two major fake events where people that were just looking to take profit on the day of the actual news, they have probably already sold, because this was the SEC's official account, of course. So they probably sold right here. And if they didn't sell here, maybe they sold even right here when that report came out about all of those ETFs being rejected. So that is what I believe, that this is gonna help with dampening the volatility just a tiny little bit once you finally do get an actual decision on the ETFs. Now, what you can also see is that, just like I said yesterday, the longer we go here without the ETF being approved, I do think we are going to see a small bleed here. The longer we go without significant news about the spot Bitcoin ETF being approved, we are going to see a slow bleed as people start to take profit on those trades. The people that were buying Bitcoin just to take profit on the day of the ETF approval. Now, one thing I want to ask everyone that are going to take profit on the day of the ETF approval. Let's say we get the ETF approved in 5 minutes. You sell your Bitcoin. What is the plan after that? Are you planning on taking profit and then Bitcoin goes up and then you buy up here? Or what is the plan? I would love to know your opinion down in the comment section. Or maybe you're expecting a lot of profit taking so that we see a huge drop, like to $42,000 or $38,000, and then you intend on buying down here. Well, what will you do if we never see this drop? What will you do if we only see a drop down to 45 and then you're waiting, then we're going sideways and then we start to go up? Will you FOMO in then? Well, these are questions I would love to hear down in the comment section if you are thinking about using that strategy. Now for Ethereum, this was really, really interesting because on the daily time frame for Ethereum, you know, we've been talking about this. for so long. When you actually saw the SEC deny that, or approve that ETF, which was fake, but they approved it on Twitter, you actually saw Ethereum, and even after that, once it was confirmed that it was fake, you saw Ethereum see a huge pump here. And we've now gone from the lower range up to the top range here of my support and resistance levels. So yeah, that is interesting. It just goes to show that when this spot Bitcoin ETF decision is made, I think a lot of people are going, and you're already seeing it, a lot of people will rotate into Ethereum as that is going to be the next play. So people were selling Bitcoin on the news here and buying Ethereum, which is really, really interesting. For traditional markets, after this big pump, we're now going sideways right below my resistance level. So that is something to take note of as well. Now, I have some more news in regards to what you should make about all of this hacking stuff. And was it a hack? Was it just a mistake? Maybe it was a scheduled tweet that went out early. Well, before we talk about that, guys, all of this volatility has meant that my bots have made significant profits here, which is absolutely fantastic. You can see that the Ethereum cycle bot is now racing and is now the most profitable bots of all of these ones, 215%. Absolutely massive. So all of these bots are taking massive advantage of this volatility, making huge profits as well. And if you look at my bots on BitGet, you can see that my subscribers just crossed over $200,000 in profits. So that is absolutely fantastic. On an individual level, NRT Thompson approaching $14,000 in individual profit here. So that's massive. On my second account, you also see Mayoral 59 free, $9,000. That is massive. And also you have Adrian Mas and this user crossing $10,000. So that is fantastic as well. Now, if you want to use these trading strategies, it is important you understand how they work and you understand the dangers of using this as well. So go to the description of this video. At the top, you will see my all-in Bitcoin strategy explained. Here, watch that video to know how these bots work. But if you want to use them on OKX, claim up to $60,000, click right here. And once you have claimed this bonus, go down and then click on whichever bot you want to use here. With one click, you can set them up. If you cannot use OKX, you can use BitGet. Go down again up to $8,400 on BitGet and then click on this link. There's only a few spots available. There's actually, it's almost 100 spots available. But then you click subscribe and then you choose whichever bot you want to use. Let's continue. Over $200 million worth of trades were liquidated in the last 24 hours with this massive volatility. So that's why I always tell you, make sure you manage risk. Now, this was the tweet that came out once the whole drama unfolded. They said, the SEC says Bitcoin's ETFs have not received approval on Tuesday. So there was a lot of confusion. Gary Gensler himself, the SEC government Twitter account was compromised. But here is the thing though. Was this really a compromise or was it just an early scheduled tweet? So if you go down here, could it have been just a draft that went out a day early? Because honestly, if you are a hacker and let's say they wanted to profit from this, why would they post a tweet saying that the ETF was approved? Because everyone is still expecting the ETF to be approved. If they would have tweeted that it is rejected and let's say the SEC comes out on their official Twitter account and says like, yeah, we appreciate that you want to trade Bitcoin or whatever, but look, it is never going to happen. We're rejecting all of these ETFs. We do not care about crypto at all. We're going to reject them for the entirety of time forever. Imagine what the market would do then. You would see a $10,000 $10,000 move towards the downside probably. And that is the way to make the most amount of money if you would have had access to actually do this. You short Bitcoin and then you have the SEC account posting that and then you make so much money on those shorts. So yeah, something is not adding up right here with the SEC and with this announcement and everything that came out. However, Twitter themselves came out and said that they can confirm that the account from the SEC was actually compromised. Why? Because they were not using two-factor authentication. Now, just for some reflection here, the SEC has said previously, careful what you read on the internet, as in people talking about what the SEC is going to do or whatever. The best source of information is the SEC themselves about the SEC. So basically what they're telling people here, do not trust what people are saying on the internet. Just watch the SEC's official account, which obviously was hacked and posted all of those things. And also, the SEC has said previously, or Gary Gensler himself, use strong passphrases, set up multi-factor authentication, keep account alerts turned on. Yet, there was no multi-factor authentication on the SEC's official account, so it just goes to show how confused they are and how much bullshit they are talking about. Okay guys, thank you for watching this video. I still think the base case is that we're gonna see the ETF being approved today. Be prepared for massive volatility, and I will see you guys on the other side.